Okay, so today we're going to be talking about wedding drama. And the reason that we're going to be talking about wedding drama today, wait, hold up. And okay, no, this angle is not working. Let's just get right into the drama. So, on to r/wedding drama. There's a subreddit called WeddingShaming, a place to shame wedding themes, brides, grooms, wedding party, in-laws, outlaws, guests, Uncle Bob, vendors, you name it. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay, wait. See, it's wedding drama. It's like an umbrella term because we don't have to just do Am I the Assholes. $50 says my sister's best friend will rock up. Oop. James, what was that? $50 says my sister's best friend will rock up with her baby to my wedding this weekend under the guise of babysitting. I have explicitly told my sister twice on two separate occasions, one being the wedding rehearsal yesterday, that she cannot invite people to my wedding behind my back and that her best friend is not coming. But she wouldn't be my sister if she respected me and didn't try and center everything around herself. How exhausting. She knew about our wedding date before her baby was even conceived. He is welcome to be there or not. Her drinking buddy is not. It makes no sense to have a babysitter if the baby being sat is going to be at the wedding because then my sister can take care of him. This is just an excuse to have someone she wants to drink with there, and someone I have met maybe twice in my life. That's crazy. Like, you can't be around your own family, which is valid. Like, lots of people can't. I'm one of them. But you can't even be around your own family, so you have to try and, like, weasel your best friend into everything. Like, you can't find a single person to talk with, or you can't just, like, enjoy the night. You can't just celebrate. Like, maybe you can't, but, like, you shouldn't be there if you can't. Okay, moving on. Alright, sorry, still the same one, but I just need to stop rambling. We are having a small wedding, and frankly, just the disrespect of first inviting someone and then asking me if it is okay is bad enough. But then when I said no, telling me yesterday at the wedding rehearsal that her friend will need a seat at the back of the chapel was a real "are you fucking serious" moment. No, literally. She's just completely fucking ignoring you. What is wrong with her? Honestly, I bet she will try to ignore me again and have a friend there. There isn't much I can do except preempt a few people to kick Bestie out on my behalf if it comes to it. This is just so expected, typical, unsurprising. And I really wish it wasn't. That my sister will respect me on my day and not put herself first. All she has to do is be there, with baby or without. Baby being dropped off after the ceremony. Fine, easy, dandy, but no, I am not having someone who does not know my family be there without being invited. I will update with what happens. Either way, it will be my happy day. Family be familying. See, I don't know. I don't know. Everyone in the comments is sympathetic towards them. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just think I'm not about the drama with this shit. Like, what do you mean you're scared she's gonna show up? Like, just have a solution for if she does, which would be kick her the fuck out. Like, if she shows up with someone, of course. And, like, if she shows up with her friend, kick them both out. They can go drink somewhere else. You know? They can go babysit somewhere else. Can you disinvite the friend? Yeah, like reaching out to the friend if you can. Just be like, girl, if you got an invite, no, you didn't. Like, you are gonna be kicked out if you show up. But also, like, why do you hate this girl? I feel like the beef is with the sister, not the girl, but it's coming off as like you hate this best friend. I don't know. Anyway, that one's boring. Let's move on. Oh, wait. What's the verdict? I think your sister's an asshole, but I also think I don't know. I guess I, I don't know what her problem is. I guess I don't know if the problem is just the sister or if the problem is like bigger than that. But I'm like, how is this a problem? Just kick her out if she does that. Like, I guess the problem of your sister like not respecting you sucks, but I don't think that I don't know. I don't know. If your sibling disrespects you like that deep, you shouldn't have a relationship with them because like you tried everything to get through to them and get them to understand, hey, that's fucked up, and they're still like, hey, I know, and I'm still gonna do it. Okay, bye, not my sibling. Fuck you. Ugh. Oh my god. Barn wedding with warm Caesar salad? Posting for my mom. My mom was invited as a plus one to a wedding of a couple she didn't know. The invitee is my mom's best friend and has known the groom since he was a baby, is now 22. The wedding itself was in the middle of nowhere and a 3 hour drive from the nearest populated city in a renovated barn. Hell no. The ceremony was out in a field with no shade, no umbrellas provided, in the middle of a heat wave. Obviously, they couldn't have predicted the heat wave, but the fact that half the guests were older and there were definitely a few elders just roasting in the sun isn't great. Ceremony was short and sweet, but then came photos up on a hill under a hill, where half the guests were older slash elder. My mom's best friend couldn't even make up the hill because she had bad ankles. According to my mom, the good handful of guests just went straight to the barn because they couldn't make it up the hill. Inside the barn, the buffet was already set up for their 4 p.m. dinner reception. The buffet included spaghetti and meat sauce served separately and cold, Caesar salad with warm dressing, stale rolls, no butter, and Costco sheet cake, probably the best thing there. The food was being served on the first floor of the barn, but the tables were all on the second floor, up a flight of stairs. So there's just all these poor older slash elder folks. Why is they saying older and elder? Just say old people. Carrying their plate up these stairs to sit on the second floor of a barn where the heat is, because that's how science works, and consuming cold meat sauce but also warm dressing. The photographer came in with the rest of the guests a little later and was complaining very loudly that their talent was being wasted on such a barren landscape and that there was nothing to take a photo of inside the barn. Just horrible vibes. My mom and her friend did, I honestly, that, yeah, that photographer, wow, English, that is a bad vibe, but I would be experiencing that bad vibe if I was him, because what the fuck do you mean? Like, I'm not getting paid enough for this. What do you mean? And we can't renegotiate now. Look how cheap these fucking people are. Like, what were they gonna do if the elders got up the hill rolling back down? It's a lot harder to get down than get up, especially when your body is fucked. But also, I feel like most. No, that's a completely different point. And then top comment, oops, someone didn't think this through. I've learned the hard way, if the wedding is in a remote venue, bring emergency snacks. See, I never want to experience what you've experienced to get to that point, because how many weddings do you have to go to know that? How many weddings do you have to go for it to be a normal thing to go to weddings where the venues are in the middle of nowhere and you run out of snacks or they don't have enough food? Anyway, when will this wedding trend die? It's death already. I agree, but also I would never have a wedding in a barn, no matter the circumstances, so maybe I shouldn't speak on that. Maybe barn weddings are it. Um, selfish groom's vows tell it shows his true colors. Guys, why were we ever on wedding drama? We should have been on wedding shaming. This is r/wedding shaming. Of course I should have been on r/wedding shaming. I'm judgmental, okay? I'm dramatic also, but like there's more to me, okay? Just like there's more to wedding stories. There's more to wedding than just drama. Okay. Selfish groom's vows tell it shows his true colors. A coworker who struggled with self-esteem finally got engaged to a guy whose vanity and ego more than made up for her lack of pride. Whoa, that was a banger. Is this like this feels like a made up story. This feels like a fake story because that was like so poetic. A coworker who struggled with self-esteem finally got engaged to a guy whose vanity and ego more than made up for her lack of pride. Like, what? We met him and thought he was a real tool. Okay, wait, that I had to process. I know what they mean now. But all she saw was finally being married. Oof. Anyway. So we went to the wedding. The guy was some sort of business consultant, and his self-written vows were full of business jargon, but what came through was that he fully intended to pursue his own plans in life and to fulfill his goals while she could come along, almost an afterthought. And my poor coworker had mimicked his vows, except that hers talked about how she was going to help him fulfill his goals. I guess hers weren't important enough to mention. I don't think she has any goals. I think her goal was marriage. And that's not a goal. That's not a goal. That's a natural thing that happens. Or, I mean, not natural. It's like a decision that you make. But it's supposed to come naturally. It's not supposed to be like, I need to get married because I'm lonely. No, you need, like, I need to get married to my boyfriend because I'm so madly fucking in love with him and I want to spend every day of my life with him forever. And we work well together. We're respectful towards each other. I help him achieve his goals, he helps me achieve my goals. You are not. No. What the fuck are you even doing? My spouse and I looked at each other as this was going on, and both of us kind of teared up from anger and foreboding on her behalf. We later learned that she was being used as a live in babysitter for his bratty daughter whenever he didn't want to deal with her on his visitation weekends, and that he decided, without any input from her, to move onto a boat and sail the seas because he couldn't cope with life. I lost track of her, but I do hope she poked a hold in that boat and left him. I do, sure, okay. Yeah, okay, somebody said good story. This is just a fake story. This has to be. There is no way that fucking happened. No fucking way. There's no fucking way that happened. That's crazy. Like, I've heard bad vows. I've never ever heard of vows from the man where he's like, I'm gonna live my life and you're gonna make it happen with me. You can just follow along. What the fuck? Can I kill him? Just kidding. That was a joke. But because this is a fake story, okay? There's no real people involved in this, and you cannot prove it. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Stacy. Stacy is out of her mind. My bridesmaid RSVP'd herself, her husband, and her sister, then didn't come. We had a large wedding this fall and had to be very specific with our guest list because of space limits. One of my bridesmaids, Stacy, told me her husband would be out of town for our wedding and asked if she could bring her sister instead. I've met her sister, but we're not close. Since it was an adult for an adult swap and we allotted 2 spots, we said sure and updated our online RSVP platform with her sister's name. A few weeks later, we get their RSVP and all 3 of them RSVP'd yes. I asked Stacy if it was a mistake, and she said, "Good news, my husband can come now, so all 3 of us will be there, yay." Girl, girl, I hate people like this. Like, oh, actually, I'm open, so you have to accommodate me. I don't know what the fuck is with the accents today. That's crazy. My husband and I hate drama, and since a few guests had already RSVP'd no, we let it slide. In hindsight, we should have shut it down. You should have, but you didn't, so accept your fate. Like, people like this piss me off, I'm sorry. Fast forward to a month and a half before the wedding, Stacy tells me she's not sure she can come anymore because of how she might be feeling in her pregnancy. Totally fine, her call. I told her I support whatever decision she makes, but we did need final numbers soon. She said, "Okay, yeah, I'm probably not coming, but my sister can still go. She will represent us." I had to tell her straight up that her sister was never on the original guest list. I don't know her that well, and she won't know anyone, and I don't feel comfortable having her there by herself. So I told Stacy I'm gonna put all 3 of them as a no, and now Stacy doesn't talk to me anymore. How do we go from a simple guest swap to my sister's going in our place to represent us to cutting contact? LeMayo, the audacity is wild. And then yeah, top comment: Stacy is out of her mind. Yeah. See, then there's always like a logical explanation. Good chance Stacy's parents never taught her basic social norms or etiquette in these situations and doesn't attend a lot of formal events, nor has she ever planned one. Nor does she care about social norms and etiquette. Yeah, I don't like people who are like that. I see their absence as a win in the long run, true. But my sister can still go, she will represent us. What does she think she is, a small European country? Mother-in-law wore this to the wedding. That's crazy. I don't want to read this if it's long. Oh, yeah, no. 8 years ago today, my mother-in-law sashayed down the aisle at my wedding in this floor-length sequin gown. She insisted I was being overly sensitive by being upset with her choice of dress since it was off-white. Yeah, she's a psychopath. That's literally not even off-white. It's like white with like silver sparkles.
My mom got shit-faced and gave lap dances to my new father-in-law. My mom has always been a bit of a firebrand, so this was less of a surprise than it might have been. My dad usually keeps close watch on her, but he wasn't on his best game that evening. According to the bartenders, Mom had 5 Bahama breezes, and it showed. She got loud, she laughed roaringly, she danced vigorously, if not with the greatest of rhythm of coordination often. Often she was the only dancer on the floor. Her impromptu and heartfelt toast took a good 10 minutes to get through and tried to use the Battle of Waterloo as a metaphor for a successful marriage. The Battle of Waterloo was a decisive battle on June 18, 1815, near Waterloo, Belgium, that ended Napoleon's rule. In the battle, the French army under Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated by a coalition of British led forces commanded by the Duke of Wellington and a Prussian army led by that guy. The battle concluded the Napoleonic Wars, leading to Napoleon's final exile and securing Great Britain's position as a dominant European power. What the fuck? Nobody talks about any of that though. Instead, they all remember how she interrupted the garter ceremony to sit my father in law down on the chair intended for my bride and give him a lap dance. And of course, the band hyped it up like crazy, played the stripper song even. I swear the woman ground her ass into my new father in law's crotch like she was a 3 year veteran of the Vegas Strip. This one has to be made up too, that was poetic. And later that evening, she sought him out and gave him another one, albeit very briefly, because by then my dad was sticking to her like glue. Needless to say, her shenanigans did not make my new wife happy. Thankfully, her family was just as plowed under as my own. Ugh. No, literally. Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I did not know the constraints of shame. Literally, too shame. I feel too much shame even thinking about it.
This one's actually been juicy. See, like this is the type of shit I'm like, stop it. Like, that's a mother-in-law. Oh no, that's a dog. That's the mother-in-law and that's the bride. Why did you take this photo with her? I would have drop kicked that hoe. What the fuck? What? Okay, wait. This is gonna be the last story because the fuck do you mean? Videographer steals $30,000 from 14 couples and runs away to become a rapper. Uh, Videographer takes $30,000 from 14 couples, ghosts everyone, gives sob stories while flexing on social media, blocks us, delivers bad raw footage for some while nothing for others. Nobody gets their edited film. Now he's trying to be a SoundCloud rapper and ignore all his defaulted contracts. Deletes his socials once news story about him comes out. Okay, let's get a bit more detail, but that was a good TLDR. So my husband and I are one of the 14 so far different couples that have been scammed by an Arizona videographer over the last 2 years. Our local ABC station did a story about our group of couples who've been waiting months for their wedding videos, and I wanted to share just the tip of the iceberg of the messy, infuriating backstory that they didn't include. The happiest day of our lives has turned into an absolute nightmare filled with frustration, tears, and anger. Collectively, he has taken around $30,000 and counting from everyone who trusted him. Buckle up. The playbook was essentially the same for all of us. We saw great reviews. First came the silence. Weeks. Oh wait. Found great reviews. He seemed incredibly attentive, friendly, and professional right up until the day after the wedding. That's when everything fell apart. First came the silence. Weeks turned into months. When he did pop back up, it was always some wild sob story that entirely contradicted the one he told us prior. Suddenly, he's so broke he only has $1 to his name and needs to file bankruptcy. He's homeless. He's sick. He's starving. Recovering from a breakup, dealing with a parental divorce. His car got totaled. He didn't have access to his phone number. You name it. If we all got paid $5 every time he gave us one of these insane sob stories, we'd probably have enough to recoup the money he's stolen from us. And of course, we all felt bad for at least a little while because who doesn't have a heart? A lot of fucking people. But then we'd see him on social media literally living a different life, showing off in fancy music studios, posing with luxury cars, flexing with friends searching for new clients, and even uploading a video where he and his buddies were jumping someone in front of their studio. Meanwhile, he blocked most of us on Instagram so we couldn't see his I'm him egotistical social media post, while he still messaged us about how hard things have been for him lately. It's now been almost 2 years for some of us. Anniversaries have come and gone, and none of us have our finished videos. As a group, we tried literally everything to get our footage or money back. That's crazy. What? Somebody said, can you take him to small claims court? Some of us paid skip tracers to find him so we could do just that, and he's made himself literally impossible to track. What? A person who locates individuals who have skipped or disappeared, often to avoid responsibilities like paying a debt or being served legal documents.
Anyway, guys, that was actually so good. Like, I need to stop doing Am I the Assholes because they're boring. People are so boring when you do Am I the Asshole. Like, it's the trendy thing to do, and people don't really get into it, but I really think that, like, we got into it today. Like, these stories were funny as fuck, honestly. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you want a part two. I'm probably gonna make one in the future because that was fun. But also, let me know what other topics that you want me to talk about, or like anything. I'll talk about anything. I really need a desk. I really need a desk. Anyway, sorry, I don't know what that was. Um, Hit the like button if you like this video, and if you want to see more videos, I have a bunch of videos. I have over like I think I have more than like 30 videos on my page, and you can watch those and stay tuned for more. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.